Hello, Kenny Harper. In this video, I'm talking about how to get more ideal appointments. Welcome to Growth Amplifiers, where we showcase the best tips, resources, and tools to amplify and scale your business. Now, you have so much time, and if you're giving your time away to the wrong people that will drain you, that are going to tire kick, then that's no good. So we want to make sure that we're getting appointments, we're having conversations, but we're having them with the right people that energize us, that fit our values and culture, and that we want to do business with. So to get more ideal appointments, we've got to market to the ideal audience. Because if you're going to try to help everyone and have your marketing message align with everyone, it really doesn't align with anyone. The riches are in the niches because they're different people, they have different challenges. If you're marketing to beginning entrepreneurs, for example, they're going to have different challenges than ones that are seasoned and are getting ready to exit. You want to make sure that you're putting out a marketing message that resonates with them, what their challenges are, with what their desires are, what their purchase drivers are, and the transformation you can provide them. The more focused the message, the more it aligns, the more powerful it's going to hit the nail on the head. When you put out a message, you're putting out that content, or you have a lead generator, you want to communicate who is a good fit somewhere along that path. Now, you can't do this on every social media post. That would be way too much verbiage on a social media post. But somewhere along those touch points of engagement, you want to communicate this. You can do it on the website. You could do it on a landing page. You could do it on an email nurture campaign. You could do it on an informational video. But you could do that before you actually have that appointment. You can help filter out who's a good fit and who's not a good fit. For example, some people think that growth amplifiers, when they're first meeting us, first having a conversation, they might get the impression that we're trying to help people that are struggling get off the ground. Are businesses that are doing good already, but if they had someone who has some experience to identify gaps and can help turn the dials in the right areas, they could be doing great. They realize that it's smart to work with other people who have experience in other areas. They have the wisdom to know that there's things that they don't know and that they have more potential that's untapped. So those that have the attitude, expertise, and drive to turn up the volume and take it to the next level, those are the people that we want to engage with. So we've got to make sure that we're putting that message out clear, because if we don't, we can start getting people that are struggling, that are frustrated, and they're not in the mindset to be an amplifier. And then they're wasting our time, and they're really not helping themselves either. And then leverage technology to make sure that you're communicating this message at multiple touch points. Does it completely, 100% time, always filter out every non-great prospect? Not necessarily, but it does a better job than if you don't have this baked into your process. So let me share with you what works for us. Number one, the first thing we do is focus on getting the lead. We try to do this where it's really easy for people to give us their contact information and generate the lead first, because we rather have the lead than no lead. Even if it's not that great of a lead, we'd rather have a lead and generate that lead than not, because we could then better understand and qualify that lead and filter that lead out. For example, if we put out a social media message and then we guide them to a web page and we have this big qualification form, well, even a really good qualified prospect might be busy and they might be like, I'm not filling out this form right now. So we'd miss that opportunity. If we didn't get their lead information right then, we may not get their attention again. And maybe they're interested, but they're not interested to take that action right now. So we just want to get the lead. Because then we can guide them through a lead nurture campaign. We can make sure that we're getting the information we need to qualify them prior to them scheduling a call. Some people on their website have times to schedule a consultation right there on their website. And not that that's completely wrong, but if you're getting a lot of people taking your time and scheduling appointments that aren't that qualified, you can take that off your website. Instead, have people apply, then nurture them through a campaign, letting them know who's a good fit, who's not a good fit. You can even send them a pre-session questionnaire to help qualify them or not qualify them. Now, if they've taken the time to qualify themselves, then you can give them a link to your calendar to schedule a time. If they're not qualified, you can still provide value to them by saying, hey, thank you for filling out your interest. Our best fit are for people who are at this level, and it's based on your answers. You may not be ready for our level of service, here are some resources for you that can help you out. And please continue to stay subscribed to our content. And as you grow and get to this level, we'd love to have that conversation. There's a way that you could do this tactfully that's not insulting, but would help both of you. Because if you give them your time for a consultation and they're not a good fit, and you're not going to service them anyway, then it's a waste of both of your times, right? So we wouldn't want to do that. Again, this is what works for us. We get the lead first, then we nurture, let them know what we're about, who the people we best help. We help qualify them through the process. So by the time they get our schedule, we know they're the right people. Now, you may have noticed if you're a business advisor, hey, you've talked to me, we've had these conversations. And that's right, we do connect with other B2B advisors. We do share our process with other B2B advisors who may not be qualified necessarily to be a prospect, but they could be a partner because we work with other B2B advisors as referral partners as well. So think about that. You may still have those conversations with people who aren't ideal prospects if they're good referral partners. So that's just something to consider. But I would like to hear what are your amplifier actions? What has worked for you to get more quality appointments? Please share your thoughts and strategies. It'd be great to hear what has worked for you. Now, I was working with Veronica, and she had a firm where she was so tired and so resentful of dealing with tire kickers. People kept on scheduling time on her calendar to talk about their books, how can they can improve their finances, but ultimately they were tire kickers. They just wanted to pick her brain and knowledge, and she was so nice, she would help them out. She would help them out and give them time, and then they wouldn't necessarily hire her. Occasionally they would, but a lot of times they would just take the time and say, thank you, if I need help, I'll reach back out. Well, that's no good. So what we did is we looked at, well, what's going on here? And what I noticed on our website, she had an appointment to schedule a free consultation. You see this a lot. There's nothing wrong with offering free consultation, free clarity call, free breakthrough session. I offer a free consultation too. However, I do have a process for filtering out prospects that aren't ideal. So what we did is we optimized her value journey. Number one, we put on her website who was a good prospect. What made them a good prospect? They need to be at a certain level, and they needed to be serious about needing help to get financial clarity, to have help with their bookkeeping, and ready to take action. Number two, rather than just letting them schedule a time on our calendar, we changed it where they filled out an interest form, and then they just put their name and their email. Redirect to a second page, and now they had to fill out just a little bit more information so that it filtered out the time wasters. We could tell that they were qualified. We could tell that they had more interest. And only when they did that, they got the link to her calendar. Now, we noticed that sometimes people would fill out the form, they'd put their name and their email, but then they wouldn't fill out the next steps. And so what we did is we created a drip campaign for those people to remind them to fill out the form if they wanted help. And this really worked. Now, she did get less appointments than she did before. So she was getting more appointments. Now she got fewer. However, now the appointments that she did have, a majority of them were primed, qualified, and ready to go. Completely giving her her time back, helping her be more energized, and actually looking forward to having these conversations because she wasn't going to have conversations with tire kickers. And this helped her feel grateful and renewed. Because man, if you're putting a lot of time and energy and you're getting the wrong people on the call, you're wasting your time, and you're talking to people who are not really valuing your time or respecting your time, that's draining. But when you're talking to people that appreciate you, they're the right people, that's energizing and rewarding. So this is a success story that's worked for us. I'd love to hear a success story about how you've gotten more ideal appointments. What is something that you've learned that's been great for you? Sharing is caring, so keep on amplifying and share your story. To show your support, take a moment to amplify this message by sharing it online. To connect with me or gain more business growth insights, visit www.growthamplifiers.com. thank you for your support.